Hey y'all, this is Stephen Van Kampen-Lewis coming to you from my garage. Of course, my garage, in fact you can see my wife's car right here behind me, is where I actually keep my grow tent. And in the grow tent, so, previously I'd shown you my Rootsta, which is an IKEA cabinet modified for plants. Everything is growing really well in there. Everything in the tent here in the garage is actually doing really well as well. In fact, I'm looking at a blooming Cattleya maxima con color that's got 3 spikes and 4 open flowers right now. And then also in here are my catasetums. I had some other Cattleyas, but I'll turn the camera around and I'll show you why I took them over to the greenhouse. I just don't have the light in here right now for the Cattleyas that were on the ground. So there was up to, I would say, about 4 feet or a little over a meter if you're not in the United States. And that's just too much distance between the light and the plants. So what I'm going to do next year is I'll get another light from Carnivoro in here, and that'll make it so there's 2, and that should be plenty bright, especially if I drop one down a little bit, or quite a bit, compared to the one that's in here now. But let me turn the camera around and I'll show you what I mean. We'll do a quick look at the catasetums, which are mostly asleep, but there's still some there's still some leaves in there, and then I actually have a bunch of bloom spikes. Also of interest is we've had really cold temperatures. For those of you in the United States and Canada, you know that this week has been a brutally cold week with an intense polar vortex Arctic blast. And my garage is unheated, so I have a heater, a small space heater that is coming soon, but not here yet. So the temperatures in this tent got down to about 46 degrees last night, which is not terrible, but not great, especially for the Cycnices, which are a little cold intolerant. Anyway, enough talking. Let me turn the camera around and let's take a look. All right, so as you can see, it is a bright light. But before I start talking about the plants, you can see how much distance there is between the top of this bulb here, this LED, and all the way down to the bottom level here. So I left this Cattleya in here because it seemed to be doing just fine. So I would say there's about 2 to 2.5 feet, so not quite a meter, between the top of the leaves of this maxima and the light there, which is okay. So what I'll do next year is, you see how this light is hanging down from here. I'll have another one that hangs down, and maybe I'll have it sitting like right here, and so it can just blast light down to those lower levels. And I'll keep the Cattleyas in there, at least some of the Cattleyas. Of course, the catasetums I have hanging around the outside, except for the new ones that I bought from Sunset Valley this year, these little ones that are still potted up in sphagnum. And they all look pretty good. They're all fast asleep. Some of them started to put out new growths in, I don't know, August, September, and I just let them go dry. Those new growths can die. I don't really care. It's not a big deal if you lose them. Ideally, you don't, but it happens. And then, of course, there's some more of the smaller catasetums from this year's or 2023 purchases as well. But let's take a look at this maxima. So maxima is one of those, if you're going to cut your teeth on a species orchid, Cattleya maxima is one of those really good ones. Now, normally maxima is known for an intense patterning in the lip, but as you can see, this one is a con color. Now, some of you out there who know what con colors are might say, hey, a con color is really only one color, but I see 2. I see pink and white. Normally I agree with you, but for some reason maximas get to be called con color if they have this white and pink color here. For whatever reason, a typical con color would be a single color throughout, typically a pink. But it is what it is. So you can also see this other set of buds is just opening up, just starting to crack. So it'll be cool to have both of these open at the same time. And then I noticed this morning, actually, these buds were kind of squished here in this sheath, and they weren't coming out. So I just popped it open a little bit. I don't know if these buds will straighten out. They're pretty advanced and pretty squished up. So we'll see. I have Cloacia Grace Dunn putting out, it put out this spike here that aborted, and then it followed up with another spike, another 2 spikes actually. So this one looks like it's doing just fine. So I'm excited to see that. That'll be super fragrant, and that should really add scent to just about the entire tent. Certainly, maybe even the garage. We'll see. Lots of quietly sleeping catasetums. Like I said, there's still some leaves on some of these. With the weird growing season that we had this past summer, some of them started growths a little late. I've got this Cattleya drurense, actually. This is my first one waking up. I just noticed this. Oh, it's fuzzy there. So you can see 2 new growths coming in, which is great. I think, actually, this is Catasetum nomus, Gnomus, not drurense. I bought it from Bella Vista Orchids some years ago, imported it as drurense, but it turned out to be nomus, which is actually just as cool a species. So still on the hunt for nomus. I've got Cattleya nobilior down here. This is one that I did a repot this summer, and it was looking just great. The leaves are a little darker than I would like, so next year, if I have this tent set up, I'll have this in a brighter position. But it's still doing well. I wouldn't anticipate it to bloom this year, simply because it did get repotted this summer. And over here, you can see Fong Sing, Catasetum Fong Sing, has decided to give us a winter bloom. This is the first time I've seen that. It's only got 3 flowers, all male, kind of squished in the corner there. So I'll probably get 2 that open up correctly and then 1 that's squished in the corner, but it is what it is. I will take some photos and show y'all soon. And then I have this Walkeriana. This is actually Kenny, so it's not Walkeriana, it's Snowblind, which is Walkeriana crossed with Luttigizii and then crossed back on Walkeriana a whole bunch of times. But this is the first one that I've tried mounted, and it seemed to do really well over the summer. It handled the heat really well. I was a little surprised. It doesn't grow nearly as fast as my ones in a potted plant, so I probably would have gotten 2 or 3 more bulbs had this been potted outside. But it really handled this crazy summer heat like a champ. And it does bloom in the spring. That Luttigizii influence will cause it to bloom this spring. I'll start looking for a bloom spike here in about a month, I think. But any of you with Walkerianas that are spiking right now are probably have a hybrid. I've got a lot of Gizii that's blooming right now in the greenhouse, and any Walkeriana blooming this time of year, and not in the fall is a suspected hybrid, at least in my opinion, until proven otherwise. So, but that's about it. Not a whole lot going on. Like I said, I moved a lot of these Cattleyas over to the greenhouse, and the Catasetums are mostly asleep. Some are kind of starting to wake up. At least that one over there, and then I got a couple bloom spikes. So I will keep all of you updated. Talk to you later. Bye.